Good morning, everyone in India, and good evening to everyone in North America. We at House at Cousins are back for a very late review of the World Cup, which ended a week ago. Uh,
But still, the news
but
is trickling in.
the news is
It's
still
trickling in.
trickling in, and we like let's collect all the news so that we can do the review after all the news has been trickled in. How did you enjoy watching the World Cup, guys? We followed it together, but I can start. I It was a sort of an underwhelming tournament for me, through and through. The only exciting game, probably the two exciting games were the which we'll speak about probably in detail are the two super over match and the semi-final. Second semi-final to a certain extent was exciting. Uh, but yeah, otherwise I felt 6-7.
This was the most. I believe this was the closest World Cup. Like there was an outlier to it, but still believe that this was the most competitive World Cup that we have had. Like after a long time, where even
Even
the
after the finals,
smaller.
you're still staying saying that.
Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. I mean, I feel there's a kind of a negative bias saying that, oh, there was not a great final that happened, but great finals have only happened, I think, two times, as much as I can remember. 2007 T20 World Cup final, 2019 World Cup final. I don't
You
think.
2016.
don't, you
Remember
don't,
the name.
yeah, you don't
Yeah,
have to be
Brathwaite. Okay.
Brathwaite three, and you don't, you,
Two T20 World Cups, right? Only one World
yeah,
Cup.
one ODI. Okay, it doesn't have to be nail biting, but it has to be, it has to be
No, in a way,
competitive, no?
2024 final was also quite close, right?
Exactly, quite
2020,
No.
close.
gosh,
Yeah,
2024
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
that
yeah.
that Sky's
Yes,
catch was
yes, yes,
the.
yes.
uh, uh,
Yes, okay. But still three, right? Three. That doesn't mean all the finals have to be exciting.
I don't know, they
Right.
don't
So
have to.
I think this basically shows the difference between the two sides. As simple as that. And it's kind of a negative bias saying that if the final was not exciting, the tournament was not exciting. That's
uh,
bullshit. The tournament was very
okay,
exciting, I believe.
okay. That's a
Okay,
Yeah.
great take. Yeah. Who wants to
I'm
go next?
for me also it was slightly underwhelming, but I'll give it that much that it picked up some pace at the end. There was some pace, some excitement at the end, and there were certain teams that surprised. Again, please watch our previous call and upcoming calls to look at the team stats. Uh, but there were some teams that really popped out, and I think that made the tournament slightly more exciting. So yeah, shout out to those teams again, and we'll get there soon.
Hmm. For me, I think it is three parts. Like the group stages were exciting. The Super Eights were predictable. There was nothing much happened in Super Eights. But again, the semifinals and the finals was a bit slow, but I loved the way India won. So yeah, so that was where I put it because the Super Eights, the middle part of it, I felt it was far more on expected length, except for England. England were outliers for me in that Super Eight, but overall, I felt it was the group stages were really good. I didn't think the the teams performed really well in the group stages. The newer teams, especially the newer teams, not the teams that were always playing. The newer teams that came in, they played really well in the group stages.
Okay.
For me, the Baz McCallum thing stands out that I was entertained with that team. Like seeing them lose or brink of the loss and everything was very exciting. So yeah, the Baz McCallum story that we are here to entertain and we are not here to play perfectly
Mm,
sums up the tournament
yeah.
also for me. That
Yeah.
their group stages, matches, and everything. So yeah, it was a very good entertain. It entertained the whole thing.
So just on the entertainment lines, so that there were 786s that were scored in this World Cup, which is up a 50.87% increase uh, from the 2024 World Cup. So
Mm.
they were 517 to 780. This tournament also had the highest strike rate recorded by the batters, which was 140. By the way, I'm reading all the stats from ESPN Cricket Info, so shout out to them for putting together these amazing stats. For us, I think it is 140, which is again like a great increase from previous tournaments. So previous tournament, the strike rate was 109, so this is
So
140.
yeah, don't compare with previous
Not
tournament.
comparing, but it's also one of the. This is the fastest ever tournament ever,
Yeah.
and this had 14 200 plus scores.
And
right?
I
I
think
think
And the
this might
that's
most,
also
in
had four out of five highest scores
Four out
in
of
a
yeah.
highest in an innings, if I'm not
This
yeah,
wrong.
had a 499 match. I think that also is
yeah.
the one.
So yeah, if the excitement is all runs and sixes, definitely it was entertaining. And but in that entertainment, we also had some great bowling performances, right? Shout out to Shadley Van Schweik and of course
Sachin
Jasprit Bumrah,
Ravindra.
Sachin Ravindra. Coming to that, and also
one
India
more
hit
thing,
100
most centuries, I think,
yeah, more
in the
Three.
centuries.
T20 tournament.
Only
No,
three, right?
no,
Okay. Three, if I'm not wrong.
6 or 8, if I'm not wrong.
Three. There are only three.
Samra,
Alan,
Allen, Samra, Allen. Who was
Two
the other guy?
Sahibzada Farhan,
Two
right?
Zabzada Farhan. Four.
Bethel
seven,
one,
seven,
Little
sorry.
Bethel
Bethel
one.
one,
Yeah. Five.
and two more.
Pathun 1, Brook 1,
Patun
Patum
one.
one,
Brook,
Brook one.
Brook one. Yeah.
Yeah,
Finalen 1.
Finale
yeah.
में I told you.
Seven
Yeah.
seven individual hundreds.
7
Yeah,
individual hundreds.
yeah. So it has yeah, one of the tournaments, and India had scored 100 plus sixes. So all in all, a batting tournament, a batting dominated tournament. And also, I think it is one of the tournaments where batting first helped win teams more. I think the batting first, if you won the toss or if you batted first, I think you won a higher percentage of your matches compared to batting second.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
I
interesting.
think the new juice spray helped in India. Maybe that is something that we'll have
Yeah,
to
maybe
the
the
keep an eye out in IPL for.
definitely to keep an
how
eye
it
out for
Also, when
IPL.
how
you
it
score
goes.
like 250, 270, it is difficult to chase with the duo as well. Like you're out batting the whole thing, whole team out.
Definitely, definitely. So let's break it down, right? Let's just do like a quick group review. We'll go group wise. Group A played out.
I'll
Group
no, I was just
Sorry.
saying, should we show the groups so that's a little easier?
Yeah,
Or no,
sure. We
just
can.
read it out. Read it out.
Yeah,
I think that's
yeah.
fine. Yeah.
So Group A had India, Pakistan, USA, Netherlands, Namibia. Played out on a, I think, like a very familiar note, except
Expected.
for, yeah, even Pakistan fluttering was expected. If you ask me, even Pakistan all almost throwing away a
Hmm.
winnable match and then winning and then winning a
Unwinnable.
non-winnable match,
Yeah.
unwinnable match, only Pakistan can do it. So Pakistan and India qualified from this group quite comfortably. But who were the teams that impressed you in this group and some players that impressed you most?
I mean,
USA,
US.
US
USA and
stands
Van
out.
Schelt.
Yeah.
So it's like it almost became as if apart from India, Pakistan, they were going to win the other two, even though there was Netherlands and they did win the other two. So I think they are improving. I think that shows their improvement as a team. And yeah, it seemed as if 2024 it was their backyard. They somehow it was they were just propped up because it was happening
Yeah,
in their country.
yeah.
But this year they came and they showed, of course. You can say brown Munda everywhere, but still they came.
No, but I think
Definitely.
MLC is helping. MLC is helping them, right? Quite a
Yeah.
lot.
MLC is helping them.
Yeah.
Think
Sure.
for me, it's also the USA played well, but two players disappointed me the most are Mayank Patel and Netwalkar. I think
Mm.
they fairly contributed last time for them to really do well, but this time both of them didn't have a lot of impact for them. Hey,
But
For
I think
Netrawalkar,
Netravalkar's
I
it
time
might
would
is
be
over.
no,
pitches. No, I think
Yeah.
no,
it
no.
might be pitches more.
And
I would
he's
disagree
Rohit's batch is
because
38.
Netravalkar
yeah,
was like economical in the first six. Like he
yeah,
tried to
but
The
stop
power
like
play.
the run
yeah,
scoring and everything. That
but
helped
still,
Weinstein
yeah,
to
no, but
pick wickets.
yeah, so that is where I think like they didn't like that is what I was a bit of disappointed. But because Moyank has been, I think he's played for some time for
Yeah,
USA,
Moyank, I
and
agree.
yeah,
yeah.
and considering he trains in India, if I'm not wrong, Moyank is the person who even trains in India, even though he represents USA. I thought he would have a far more better and decent tournament, but he didn't have.
But
Yeah,
having said that, shout out to two players, Shubham Ranjane,
mm,
excellent tournament.
yeah,
Uh, right, both not so much with the ball, but okay, if you can say
yeah,
with the bat.
Yeah.
And Saitej Mukkamalla, that kid is
Mm.
one for the future.
Saitej
Uh,
Mukamala is.
I am super impressed with Saitej Mukkamalla. CSK, Texas Kings, sorry, not CSK, Texas Super Kings
Texas
batter.
Super
mm,
Kings.
Uh, they have, yes, I agree. Monarch had a not so great tournament, but they had, no, there was another batter who scored this incredible 50. Again, a young guy, San Jose State University student. So bad, man. I'm San Jose State University student. And I'm not able to
Pick up
recall.
the squad.
That's how you remember him. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is how I remember it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think overall, I really enjoyed having them, play the way they played. Uh,
Mhm.
and I think they can do a lot more. So yeah, let's see how they perform. Cool.
Disappointed in Netherlands. I thought maybe they would have put up more fight, but I still think that European Cricket League should do wonders for them because they
Yeah,
are not playing as much cricket as they should.
yeah,
So I hope that the way MLC helped
yeah.
US, I think that will help them.
Sanjay Krishnamurti, by the way, the San Jose State University student is
Yeah.
Sanjay
Yeah.
Krishnamurti. And yeah, moving to the next group, uh, Group B, which was supposed to be a safe group, but turned out to be the actual group of death. So they had Australia, Sri Lanka, Ireland, Oman, and Zimbabwe. Surprise, surprise. Remember what happened?
Surprise,
Zimbabwe
surprise.
topped the group by beating both Sri Lanka and Australia, right? And yeah, and Sri Lanka then beat Australia, which meant Australia got knocked out. What do you think, guys? Is Australia as a T20
This,
team done?
to be honest, this was a double whammy for me. Because looking at this group and the way Sri Lanka played Australia, I had higher hopes of Sri Lanka. So double whammy after this, what Sri Lanka did. And Australia, what can you say? Again, it time and again, you get back to that. Of course, I'm not saying that their batting performed well, but you definitely can't win a tournament without bowling. And their bowling performance was one of the poorest in the tournament, where I think uh,
Across phases.
across
So,
Mhm.
phases, they were a team that actually took one of the team that took fewest wickets while conceding decent number of runs.
I
yeah,
think
So,
so
Mitch
Even
Marsh being injured, I think cost them a bit.
I
Maybe
wouldn't.
not the
but
bowlers, but I think Mitch Marsh,
but
So,
Mitch
I
Marsh as
think
captain, Mitch Marsh as bat.
no, but
I don't
even the
think Travis is that. I don't think Travis is that great a captain
Mm.
yet. I think maybe in the future, but
but
yeah, I think
they wouldn't able to find any wickets at all. That actually does impede your ability to win, right? And the one match, I think the two matches Mitch Marsh didn't play, and amongst that one match was played by why am I blanking on his name in the middle order?
Matt Renshaw.
Renshaw.
Matt Renshaw, and he had a good match.
Renshaw was dropped, which was surprising. Renshaw
Yeah,
was
and
dropped, right,
once
for one of the
so
matches
I think the decision making
after
itself
he
was poor.
performed.
No,
Yeah,
I think after Marsh
Yeah,
came in, they had to drop Renshaw because they
yeah,
had
they,
which was surprising. Why would you drop the person who scored you the runs, right? You could have dropped any other batter.
no. I don't think Australia prepared well for this tournament. I don't know whether they thought Sri Lankan grounds would 8 batters or they thought, okay, we are selecting a team for Super 8s or something. Like we are going to walk through the group stages and they might be picking team for India, something of that kind. But even the batting disappointed. Like they had lesser runs than both USA and Scotland. So it's overall a bad tournament for Australia. I like it was always known that their bowling was weak, but even their batting didn't stand up. Even though I think for me, one of the most disappointing players is Green. No, if you see stats wise, like he has a great strike rate. If you see he scores a lot. Like I don't know how many runs he scores, but his strike rate is a lot. Again, both
I
pace and
think
spin.
that
Like
is padded by the very few matches that he played.
yeah, maybe that might be the reason. But still, for me, I don't know what Green was doing for them the entire tournament. He didn't ball that much. He didn't like even though he came at number 3, he didn't have a lot of impact with the bat.
But
So
he wasn't great in, like, he was not in form. We know it because he did not perform in the Ashes as well.
Well, actually,
no,
okay,
but
go
the
ahead.
thing is, why did you bring him, right? You could have if he was that if you already
Lack
knew
of
that.
players. I mean,
No, he
And
had
everything
all-
was
like
there.
and
I get you had lack of play, but
So
Smith was
Cameron
performing
Green
well.
barely scored 24 runs across 3 matches,
just
Mm.
yep.
right? Not
And
so he didn't score a lot. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. So that is where I think if they think Green is their future star, I don't know if that he is there. I don't know, but I'm not that
I
confident
don't
on
think if
Green
he
yet.
can
So
start for KKR as well,
I'm
which
going to
is
plug in the Ashes call here, and what Lalit said, Green is their only star.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's what I was saying. I don't think they have
Mm.
anyone to look forward to. There's the only player, and now it's not like put all of your eggs in the single basket. That's the only basket, so they have to put their eggs in that.
Yeah.
But again, to add to what Naveen was saying, and add to that the all-rounder dilemma, the allure that he brings. He can bowl and bat. He can bowl 140 and bat. You never
At
can get away
160.
at 160. You can never get away from that.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
But clearly, there are some issues there. There are some big issues there.
Actually, I'm also disappointed with Zampa and Ellis. I expected them
I
to lead the
exactly.
I
bowling
I
attack better.
I don't think Zampa knows how to bowl in the subcontinent. He
so
hasn't worked
again
in the
this
IPL, and I don't think
so the same allure, right? The same allure with Zampa. Zampa is considered one of a very very good T20 bowler. So is it the Big Bash League and the large grounds again?
No, I
look,
And
think
it is
they
more
bowl
to
bowl.
do outside the subcontinent. I think he'll do well in England, he'll do well in South Africa, New Zealand, Australia, but I don't think he'll do well in West Indies or subcontinent.
no,
I
I think
don't.
more than that, I think he cannot be the man who's he cannot lead a bowling, right? If you had him with Hazelwood, Cummins, all of them, he
So
performs well in a pack, but as an individual bowler, I don't think he's that great
yeah,
striker.
for this tournament, Zampa had to come up for
Yeah.
Australia. If he wouldn't, so yeah, I understand their bowling is weak, but even with that and playing in Sri Lanka, luckily some of the larger grounds, if Zampa was not able to do it here, I think Zampa's stock falls very, 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 very strongly for me. I'm not going to look at him as someone I can look for my
Mm.
strike ball or as a strike spinner in an IPL team, for example.
Mm.
Yeah, so Zampa did take 8 wickets, but his wickets came in Oman versus Oman and I think versus Ireland,
Yeah.
right? Because they barely took wickets against Zimbabwe and Sri
Or Sri
Lanka.
Sri
Lanka.
Lanka.
So I'm
No, the
not.
thing with in the
Sri Lanka, they
Zimbabwe
were
game,
blasted. Sri
no,
Lanka,
this
they were blasted by Nisanka. So,
Completely. And when Mendes had a 50 or something like that, right?
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, and
In,
even the Zimbabwe game, even the Zimbabwe players were trying hard to get out. Australian bowlers didn't have the two to take those wickets, right? So
Two
it
wickets
was
against them.
yeah. So
yeah,
it
Two.
was so painful to watch that game. I'm like, that is one of the game that I watched. I don't know why, but it felt so painful,
Painful, yeah.
painful. Like Sri Lanka, like Zimbabwe bats were genuinely trying to play shots and get out, and
yeah,
Australia didn't have. Like Australia were bowling so badly that they couldn't capitalize that. Like that
exactly,
was bad.
right?
If you remove Oman and Ireland, the two matches that they won and the two tournaments, against Zimbabwe, combined against Zimbabwe and Sri Lanka, they took 4 wickets.
Four
You
wickets.
cannot be a team of that
Yeah.
stature and then crib
So
later.
which is why I felt I'm also
And
disappointed with
lost
Ellis,
20
right?
wickets, sorry. And lost 20 wickets
And
against them.
last
And
20
lost
wickets
20 wickets against him.
wickets.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because Ellis was also hyped up to be this, that he will step up and
Specialist.
Ellis will become like the specialist.
No, I think Ellis needs a bowling bat. I don't think he can do it.
Then
I
again,
mean,
So how
then
many caveats can a team have? How
then
many
again
no,
it goes
caveats?
back
that is
to
what shouldn't you when you know that Hazelwood and Cummins are not ready, shouldn't you drop Star from the last two tests saying that it is insignificant
Stark
now.
is
It is
retired
in
from T20s.
20.
No,
call
you
him
could
up.
you could hazard him, right? So this is where I think they missed. I know Smith. Like if you say you could have played Smith, this is where people might feel angry. But you could have played Smith, right? You considering what you have, you
But
could
four
have
wickets. The problem is for okay.
no,
I think
yeah.
the isn't the yeah.
You could have like
How
that's
is
what I'm saying. You could have played Stark and Smith for this tournament. Like it's not that players unretiring and playing a tournament is not.
No,
It's not the
We can
Australian way.
look
I
at
get
QDK and saying that how QDK has performed, right?
see,
no,
That
but it's
same
not the
thing
but
could have been
Australian
Stark
way,
said
has to
right?
for.
be Stark has to be interested also, no, at the end of the day.
Stark has to be interested in playing, right?
But if you
Stark
are the
has to.
board, you can put in the request, right? You have already won the Ashes 3-0. There's no requirement for you to play the last two tests. You could have got ample amount of rest before the World Cup.
No, but fair enough. But if Stark didn't want to play, and
No,
maybe then
the
No,
thing
Stark.
is,
you as a board, did you put in a request? Is what I'm saying.
But also, like
Yeah.
what my esteemed cousin Bhuvan says, if you're relying on 35, 36-year-olds, that is also the problem, right?
Mm.
No,
Plug
I'm
in
saying
Cam
maybe
Green
LSU would
again.
have.
Cam Green the allure again.
But no, no. So I understand that the board could have put in the request and they could have. Smith, yes, in hindsight, you can always, go and say, but Smith never played like this in the past 8 years.
Yeah.
They have been begging Smith to play bat like this.
But
Australian
looking at
management has been
BBL, wouldn't you pick him up though?
no, but they
In
were like they
BBL,
begged
wasn't
him.
that one century that actually skewed most of it?
Though 2-3, I think
Yeah,
2-3
No,
2-3
no.
innings were pretty
knocks.
good.
One century was. I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah.
saying their team was so bad that definitely Smith could
Yeah,
have
Smith would
slotted
have
in.
helped.
I'm not.
Smith would
I'm
have
not
helped.
denying that.
Yeah.
I'm not denying that Smith could have slotted in quite easily, especially in these conditions and
Uh,
everything. But I don't know whether that would have solved the problem. Is what I'm trying
No,
to
I
say.
think the thing is for me, when the moment when Mitch Marsh was not ready for the tournament, you could have made the call of Smith, right? That is what, like, it's not that Smith didn't want to play. With Stark, we don't know whether he wanted to play or not, but Smith clearly wanted to play this tournament. The moment you knew Mitch Stark was not 100%, you could have started with Smith. So that is what I think.
And
This is where
Smith
sometimes.
as captain also helps, right? Smith as a leader
Fair,
helps.
No.
mm, but I think Bhuvan, you have something to say, please.
Yeah,
No,
come
no,
on.
no. I mean, it's as simple as that.
Don't
When I
rate
saw the
this
team,
team.
I didn't think they will be this bad, but apparently they are, and none of them like actually performed. I didn't like if you are relying on Matt Renshaw and all these people, then there is a lot of problems in this team. I mean, when was the last time I heard the name Matt Renshaw? 2019, maybe.
Yeah,
He's always been there. He's always
yeah,
been around the
2019,
Australian
yeah.
team.
Yeah, so yeah, and plus you are carrying Maxwell. Like, when was the last time Maxwell performed? 2019.
2023, man.
2023
Three
World Cup.
World Cup.
Oh,
Even
50 over
24,
World
he
Cup.
had a decent
that
World Cup.
was no 23 World Cup. You can That's one game. That was stupidity of
But
Afghanistan.
that is
Not
the game that made sure that they entered finals, no?
Yeah,
Or they
that is
won
the
no.
rather.
No, if they lost that game,
Clutch.
they're not qualifying, right?
Yeah,
So
but
the clutch man, they are clutch man.
That was Afghanistan's fault that they lost that match. But
Fair. Here
whatever.
also they thought Sri Lanka or Zimbabwe. So
See, they thought they didn't think Zimbabwe would outperform them. They
exactly.
they
And
underestimated
Maxwell
Zimbabwe.
is known to be a minnow killer, right? So against smaller teams is where he actually shines a lot. I'm
Apparently
not.
not.
I'm not saying they should have picked Maxwell, but who? They can't make 11 if they drop Maxwell. They can't even make
That's why
11
I
if they
put.
drop.
That's why I put a
No,
question, like simple question that I put it in the chat as well. That can you name 11 that can compete?
if you are using
Or
Stoinis to ball new ball, no, you
exactly,
no.
cannot
that's what
name
I'm
a
saying.
11.
Yeah.
But I feel which player do you feel bad for here? Again, I have to talk about my so-called favorite player. I think this was the last chance for
Mitch.
Mitch. I
Mitch.
think
Like,
that's done.
I think one of our commenters commented. I think we talk about Mitch Marsh more than anyone else. Shout out to that commenter, whoever he was.
Fair.
Uh,
Yeah.
that we talk of
I
more about.
But
I
Mitch
will
Marsh,
just say that I don't feel bad for any of the players because it is Australia at the end of the day, and who
I
cares
feel
about
bad for
Australia?
Tim David actually. I feel bad for Tim David. This
I
was the
think they would have had a better batting lineup had they just removed Green. Maybe put Stoinis at 3. I mean,
I
just
think
thinking out
Stoinis
loud.
is no
Maybe
young. Stoinis is no young.
no, but
Him.
but
So,
him at 3 makes quite a lot of difference,
uh,
though.
absolutely.
No,
Now,
I
but
think
more and more, I'm thinking, had they even won, they would have been found out in India because
yeah.
their
Yeah, yeah.
bowling attack, their
They would have
bowling
That
gone for
attack.
pieces. They would have gone for pieces. They would have
No, but
blasted him.
bare minimum they should have gone to the Super 8, right?
That's
That's the
fair.
bare
And
minimum
which is
that.
why they are the most disappointing team for me.
Team. Yeah.
Just to wrap up the group, I don't know what is happening with Irish cricket. They always seem to be stuck in a
Mm.
limbo where they're neither able to move ahead or they'll always be the 11th or the 12th best team in the world. I really hope that they would step up and they would move to the Afghanistan level, right? The ninth or eighth or ninth best team. But somehow
This
that doesn't
tournament, they
seem to
were
be
really
happening.
bad. This tournament,
They were
they
really
had
bad.
second lowest runs when you compare to
Yeah,
all the other teams. So I don't know what
yeah,
happened to them. That
yeah.
is, yeah.
This tournament very bad. And Oman, no, can't say anything. They were a
Again,
team
I
that
hope
was
Yeah.
the European Cricket League helps Ireland even.
helps Ireland. Oman, they were a team that was wrecked by, player strikes and everything.
Mhm.
So let's hope everything gets sorted. Okay, moving to Group C. Uh, what a group. I never expected West Indies to top the group,
Yep.
but West Indies did, and they played clinical cricket. What about
The only person who
only
believed in West
person?
The
Indies.
only
Yes, uh,
claps to Naveen. Great job, Naveen.
great
Great
job.
job. I
But
truly, I truly thought of how many of you saying that I believe in West Indies so many times
yeah,
throughout this tournament.
yeah, and above England. But the two teams that impressed me the most in this group were Italy and Nepal. Yes, they might have finished lower in the table, but my player of the tournament, if I could pick, would be Ben Menenty and Dipender Singh Airi. Right? I
Ben
am.
Menenty does deserve.
This
Yes.
is an amazing story for Italy. Um, you know, Sri Lankan person working in the in a pizzeria, coming and playing cricket, or I think club cricketers from Australia, playing cricket for using their Italian heritage and roots, playing
Indeed.
cricket for Italy. It's an amazing story, which is why
They, I'm sorry, but they would have improved that Australian team, by the way. Sorry, continue.
beautiful plug-in. They would have improved that Australian team.
Yeah.
Uh, uh, right?
But one thing, right? The way they defeated Nepal, not just that they defeated Nepal, they defeated
10
Nepal no
wickets.
loss.
Yeah.
I
That
Uh,
was
feel
amazing
bad for
victory.
Nepal and Italy
I
just
was
because they came so close to defeat that shit team, but uh,
Slim plug-in Slim Shady. Slim
Slim
Shady.
Shady proved
Slim
to
Shady. The
just
man,
because of that one man, I am not
the
hating
man, the
that
myth.
team that I wanted to hate that team
You
that
can
much.
still
But
hate the team, but you can't hate the man. That's all.
yeah,
Slim Shady, aka Bill Jacks, aka Sperm
Baz,
Boy.
Right.
Baz
AK,
showing what he can do. He tried and tested the method in the Ashes itself.
please, he didn't try anything. I will sit
AKA
here
Bass
and
Boy.
debate whole day. I am
No, man.
no.
See, the way Swim Sherry performed is because of Ashes. Like he got enough
Yeah.
exposure in
How,
Ashes.
No.
no,
So
how to
again,
how to
plug,
practice for T20 playing Ashes
plug
is
Yes.
into
the
our,
moral of the story.
Australia did
please
the same. They
go,
didn't do well. See,
plug into our Ashes
Bash took
video.
his team.
Please
Bash
go
took his
and
team to
watch that,
semi-final.
where we spoke about Jacks, and someone said, "What is Jacks? कौन है Jacks? क्या है Jacks?
ये है Jacks.
ये है Jacks." Right? And Kishore is right. Bash took them to the semi-final. So please go and watch the Ashes video where we said, "क्या है Jacks? कौन है Jacks? क्यों है Jacks?" Right? And
Please
he
like, share,
proved
and
all of.
subscribe. If all of you also
Prem,
believe that Will Jacks is the man, please like, share, and subscribe.
premium off-spin all-rounder.
If you don't believe, then please put down in the comments below.
No, even that Scotland game, right? Like Scotland scoring 178 against them. Sorry, is it Italy? Sorry, Italy scoring 178 against
78
them.
again, yeah.
Hmm,
Also,
have-
yeah, sorry. Shout out to Scotland. Like last minute they came in, they
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
played
yeah.
an
Absolutely.
Of course, that is true.
amazing
Absolutely.
cricket.
Absolutely.
That's
Shout out to
very well put.
uh,
Yeah.
very well put. Shout out to
no,
Scotland with
Scotland.
minimal preparation to come out and play such beautiful cricket. I
Yep.
think I enjoyed. If you ask me, my favorite group for this tournament
Yeah.
was
This
Group
was the
C.
best
Yeah.
group.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
the group that I
I have
thought
to
would disappoint me the most
exactly. I
was
have to agree.
the group that excited me the most.
Yeah,
Have to agree to that.
the
Have
Group
to
C
agree
was
to
the
that.
most exciting group. Although the result was still that West Indies and England proceeded, but every match
The
was
fashion
fun.
in which and the fashion in which, right?
Yeah,
First, we didn't think it was this. West Indies was clinical, man. Oh my God.
they
We
were
It
will
was
clinical.
so
we'll talk
clinical.
about them in further ahead.
Super 8s.
Let's
Yeah.
Yes.
No,
wrap it.
this proves, right? Sam Curran is neither a bowler nor a batter.
Again about again.
Now let's
What
do this. क्या
now
है
we'll
Sam
talk about
Curran?
क्या है
क्या
Sam
है
Curran?
Sam
कौन है
Curran?
Sam Curran? Also further ahead, when we talk about
Yeah, yeah.
England in when we're talking about the semi-finals. Yeah.
Semi-finals when
So
we talk.
moving ahead, Group D, the so-called group of death, which
Ended up
didn't turn
being
out
the
to be
group
like
of death.
that.
Yeah.
No, because South Africa, New Zealand, Afghanistan, UAE, and Canada. Uh, South Africa topped the group. They played some clinical cricket, except
After
the
After
those
Super
two,
8
after the double super
after
over,
the first
after the
match.
double super over
after the
after the
double
first
super over.
match. Did you guys watch that match, double super over?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I did
I
not
texted
actually.
in the group and I
We
was like,
were
what
I
the
watched
hell
the
is
highlights.
happening?
So
Yeah.
I was at a wedding when that was happening, and I just saw the score. It was around 15th over, and that is when I switched on the TV. And all of us, it's a wedding, mind you, and all of us are just jam packed together watching the TV. After the second super over, Dale Steyn lost it. We lost it. We're like, what the hell is happening? Oh my
But
god!
after all of this, one thing that I really did not understand is how is Rashid not bowling in power play? Sorry, in super over.
It's super over, yeah.
I
I
was so
absolutely
pissed.
can't understand that.
Yeah.
I remember when I was texting in the group, I was so pissed, like, what is happening? Why is Nabi coming out? Why is not Gurbaz is not batting ahead of him? And I was like super angry at that time. I was like,
Great job by Trot. Trot did a good thing to bring them here, but there is some clear blunder. Now Afghanistan is a team. Of course, it fell in a group. It fell in a group
Group
of
of
death.
death.
So that's fair. But you still expect things from Afghanistan.
But won't Afghanistan always fall in a group of death, right? Like you have
Some
like
seeding.
I mean
I will
even if
I will
uh,
just put a controversial thing. If Afghanistan would have been in the West Indies group, England would have been knocked out.
No, if Afghanistan would have been in the Australia group, Australia anyway is getting knocked out. Afghanistan also
Yeah,
would have gone through. And in this game also, even in this group, had things gone slightly different, I again feel bad for their that they fell in the group of death, but again
They
because they played
they
their
played
first two
New Zealand
matches
against Chennai.
in Chennai
They played
and
New Zealand in Chennai.
No,
in
New
the
Chennai,
Zealand
both the
and
see both those
South Africa
grounds
were
were
their
high
first two
scoring
games, which
grounds.
was
high scoring ground and back to back the first two games without any warm up or anything like that. I think the one of the finalist team, which we'll talk about later, should have gotten eliminated here itself. That team is the kind of a team which can get eliminated in group
Ooh,
stage.
oh my
hot
god!
take, New
I mean
Zealand,
My
you mean?
It's
that was kind of
New,
my prediction, and
yeah,
it
No man,
New Zealand should
I
have and
backed
could have gotten
I backed New
eliminated here.
Zealand as well.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
backed New
yeah.
Zealand as well to
But
the
I think overall
semis.
Naveen's had a great on the
great,
prediction run.
great on the prediction run. But New Zealand is the kind of team that can get eliminated anywhere,
Yeah,
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 and that's the team that and it can win anywhere. I'm not denying that. There is both sides to the coin.
yeah.
But
Kudrat ka
Afghanistan is a
nizam,
team
you
that
say.
can, yeah.
No, this is where I feel right. Afghanistan, like even in the preview when we are talking, said they didn't have a second fast bowler, right?
Yeah.
Azmat is
Yeah.
not a
Yeah.
Marza. Like I know Marza is a great all rounder. I agree, Marza is a great all rounder. He requires
Better
a bit,
than Cam Green.
yeah,
Yep.
but definitely better than Cam Green.
Cam Green.
He's just below. For me, he's just below Hardik. But but the problem is between Hardik and Omar Zaid, that's a huge step up that he has to do.
Huge gap.
Yeah.
Huge gap.
Huge gap, but still, he's not your second bowler. Like
No,
you cannot have
agreed.
Omar Zai as your second bowler and hope to win
But
tournaments.
what happened against them for them again was right. They were hoping that they would play in some spin aiding pitches, and both of these matches happened in a pitch where they needed fast bowler. So
No,
it was a
I
little
mean,
bad luck too.
again, a plug
one
into an earlier video. Please do watch our Peek Under the Hood first video in which Naveen does say, will they miss Naveen ul Haq? So Naveen said, will they miss his namesake?
Yep.
And they did
And
miss his namesake.
they did miss Naveen Luck pretty badly, I would say.
Yeah.
But I think that is something Afghanistan have to rectify. They need to find one more fast bowler, a
but
good
also
one.
can they score consistently 200 is also a question.
No,
Like,
they
they
had
One
good
thing
scoring rate.
exactly. Even in those two matches, they did hit 180s, and they made
Yes,
sure that the
yes.
opposition is also struggling to get to the 180. It was not a comfortable victory for either of them.
No, their run
True,
rate was
true.
9.25. So that is
Yeah.
not bad. No, they
Yeah.
have the thing is they have the bat. The thing is again the problem is they don't have a proper middle order. They have a good top order. They have a
Yeah.
good lower order.
Lower order, yeah.
Yeah, the 3 and 4 is again confusing because I think Azmat bats 5 for them. Again, I think Azmat 5, Nabi 6, somebody at 7.
Rashid 7.
their
Rashid 7
four
slash
is
8.
a bodybuilder.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think number 3 is
No, I
there,
thought
right?
They have
Yeah.
Atal also, right? They play Sadikula Atal also, right?
Yeah,
Sadikula Atal plays 4, I guess, for them, no?
Naib didn't have a good tournament. Biceps didn't have a good tournament.
No, Biceps
Hence,
yeah,
didn't have a
maybe
good
No.
tournament. Neither
Biceps
did
No,
didn't
Christian.
bat
Biceps
well.
had a good match though, against
yeah.
yeah. 60. He
against New
scored
Zealand.
62. New Zealand.
63 out of 35 apparently.
Neither
Yeah.
did El Presidente, right?
El
El
Presidente
Presidente
had a very
disappointed.
bad, very bad
Mm.
tournament.
I think it's El Presidente has to think
Yeah,
hardly
now I
enough.
think it's
Maybe call it a day.
now
Maybe, but
President.
I think he wants to play
Coming
a
up.
match with his kid in the
I
World
think
Cup.
Oh,
he played.
he's the
He
Ronaldo.
played.
He is the Ronaldo there.
He played like some domestic game he played.
No, he
No,
wants to
but I
play
think in
international
the
game.
World Cup.
In the World Cup itself,
Oh.
apparently.
Also, we will see El Presidente in 2027 and 2028. Come on.
Definitely
Definitely in
we'll see El
7.
Presidente.
In 2027,
27, of
definitely.
course, I would believe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
And one thing, as I think we again, please look at a previous video for where we said that, I think Anna, you said it, where I think this team is built up to be a better ODI team. I think there
Yeah.
are a certain loopholes for them to be,
Yeah.
and I think if Naveen Ullah could have been there, I think this team could have defeated New Zealand at least, if not South
Yeah.
No,
Africa.
they would have defeated both the teams
Both.
because Naveen Ulak is very
Yeah.
good. Like,
Yeah, it's a very good.
See, I would say defeat South Africa because they were already in a position to
Already
defeat
in the
South
position
Africa.
to do so.
No, I think the
I
last over,
understand.
right? Azmat's last over was South Africa went for a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is why I think
Yeah.
South
Yeah.
Africa game was because it was a coin toss game, right?
Closer, coin
It
toss
became
game.
like a
That-
coin
Yeah.
toss
that-
game.
That I think just shows how good Miller is. To just keep composure
Yeah, but
throughout.
on paper, I would still put it at, South Africa is a better team than Afghanistan, as we know. But for me, I think Afghanistan is a team that can defeat New Zealand.
Yeah. I mean, Afghanistan as a team could defeat anyone
But
when
fair
they
enough.
turn up.
Yeah.
apart from India, because India
Yeah.
is still miles
No,
ahead.
man. No. I still. I mean, if we look back at
I
versus
don't think
Afghanistan,
I don't think they
uh,
can beat India because India can beat on both bat and ball, and
Ball.
the Indian
no.
spinners are
I'm not
You're
talking
saying
now. I'm not talking this team. I'm talking previously. Whenever we have encountered Afghanistan, it has always we always required a Herculean task to like overcome
Previously,
because
yeah,
Shami
but
took a hat trick for us to kind of save that match.
okay.
Going back, I think
So take care.
there are
Pass.
incidents of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there are incidents. Fair
Pass.
enough.
Yeah.
yeah, I will
So
talk like a PR agent and I will say that, this management is different. The management, the mindset, and everything
PR
is
agent
different.
of who?
We
PR
we
agent of
have
who?
no comments on that.
PR agent
no
period.
comments on that.
How
Yeah.
many wickets did Noor pick up this tournament?
Noor
Didn't-
He
didn't
has
take
never lost a
no
final, by the way. Sorry.
Noor has
That
never lost a
many.
final, is what you're saying?
No. The
management has never
Yeah,
lost
No,
a final.
management has
Management
never lost, of
yes,
course. Yeah.
Yeah.
Management
Noor-
will never
Noor
lose a
took
final.
very
as
few
a
wickets,
player
4
and
or
as
5.
a captain. Sorry, as a player and as a this thing as well.
Actually, Noor has no wickets this
Yeah.
tournament.
No wickets.
Yeah.
Again,
So this,
I think a lot of things happened. I think if they had a little bit more runway also, even their spinners would have picked up a way
Yeah.
to actually bowl
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah. So
Bro.
we before we move from
Group
group
stages to Super.
Super 8s, the one player that I wanted to shout out was Yuvraj Samra.
Yeah.
He is a
Mm.
person named after Yuvraj Singh,
UV.
and to score the highest individual score in a tournament, 110 not out,
109, 110 or
109,
119. Yeah.
So shout out to Yuvraj Samra. Hope that he's as elegant as Yuvraj, by the way. Some of his shots are
110
really
out.
some of his shots are really, really good. So shout out to him, and I really hope he gets an MLC gig to start with, right? Because if he gets an MLC gig, I think he should be able to go to IL T20,
CPL.
CPL, etc., etc.
Yeah.
So moving to Super 8s. Now we come to the boring part of the tournament, as Kishore mentioned, or not so boring part of the tournament. So before we talk about that, what did you guys think about the preceding?
Did not help.
Bad.
It
Bad.
is not great. Yeah.
That
There were
fucks up the
disadvantages.
tournament completely. Like all the number one teams are in one group. right? Because
Yeah,
of the
so
pre-seeding.
you can say India will play in India, Sri Lanka will play in Sri Lanka, and Pakistan will play in Sri Lanka. That's also fine. But apart from that, I don't think preceding should have been done. I mean,
It,
if Zimbabwe is beating and topping the table, they need to get that advantage and stay in a group where Sri Lanka can do nothing after beating Australia. They deserve beating Sri Lanka once more and getting into semis or
and
something like
also
that.
and also play Pakistan and defeat them as well,
Yeah.
uh,
and bring Babar Azam in form and then still defeat them. But
I mean, the way they
No,
do it
Babar
in
was injured
football, right?
apparently. Babar was injured
I
apparently.
mean,
So
वो तो बात कहने का है, रियलिटी में क्या है वो हम लोग सबको पता है.
Flash news.
flash news.
Flash news.
Power injured. But I think
yeah,
that
The
preceding really was not good.
Sorry, the way they do it in FIFA World Cup, right? You write X1, X2, whatever,
Yeah.
and we can anticipate of who can go where. But I mean, you shouldn't have restricted, like preceded it so that
There's no
No,
motivation to be the table topper anymore, the group topper
Yeah,
anymore. So what's the
and it
point?
kills the
and
excitement as
that
well.
I think that fucked
That
up
kills the
West
excitement
Indies.
of group stage. That's true.
I think
That's
that
true.
no.
fucks up
So
West Indies more because had West Indies been in the other group, they would have finished table toppers.
no, I don't think so.
They
It would have been
easily
difficult
would
for
have.
them, right?
I,
On the spin
no, I don't
conditions
think
of
if no
So
if
no.
England was in
Okay,
if England was in
good,
Indian group,
good point, Kishore. You know which batter has the highest
yeah,
average and strike rate?
Hetmeyer. Hetmeyer.
150,
Hetmeyer.
150 average and 230 strike rate
No,
against
but
spin.
the way the pitches spin in India and the way pitches spin in Sri Lanka were
Spin, Sri Lanka,
completely different.
but then
diff,
I think that would have brought Gudakesh into the
Yeah.
game
Moti
too.
and
Moti into the team.
Moti
Yeah, but
and
they were
Chase.
Yeah, Chase,
absolutely out of
Hussain.
the tournament as soon as they came
mm,
into Super 8.
Yeah.
so it would have brought them into. So I do agree with Naveen's point that there are advantages and disadvantages for a team playing in Sri Lanka. Uh,
Like Slim Shady wouldn't and Rachin wouldn't have gotten. Again, things happen so much, right? This is what I'm saying. New Zealand could have gotten out at every stage. If New Zealand played their these matches in India, I don't think Rachin would have been effective, and they would have probably gotten eliminated in Super 8s.
Same with the Slim Shady team. That
Exactly.
team was like they can get out anywhere.
I
In
mean,
Yeah.
like Super 8, they were like they were
the
kind of
English the English
good.
commentators are making too much about it, but I think England should just call themselves lucky to be able to qualify for because it was Brook once and it was uh, Bethel sometime and
Slim
to
Shady
to to
throughout.
to Slim
it was
Shady
Slim Shady
throughout
throughout.
to pull you out of
Yeah,
situations. So
yeah. But before we talk about
Yeah.
England or New Zealand and South Africa and India, which are the semi-finalists or which were the semi-finalists, I wanted to talk about the other teams, right? Which came till Super 8s and somehow,
They were
you
hard done
know,
by the seeding.
yeah,
which is no, let's talk about the teams which are hard done by the seeding, right? Which is West Indies and Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
Zimbabwe,
Yeah,
two
West
teams
Indies and Zimbabwe, the
specifically.
two
Yeah.
teams which are hard done by the seedings. Uh, I felt West Indies played a brand of cricket throughout the tournament, which was very refreshing, which was exciting.
Closest to
The-
the Indian
Clean.
brand.
They didn't have the bowling to back it up. I will
Yeah,
agree
I
on that.
think
They
South
didn't
Africa
have
was a
the
little this thing, but clinical. They were clear. They were clinical.
yeah,
That was great.
yeah. They were closest to India, definitely. I think they were the second team scoring the maximum number of sixes after India. They struck at
Yeah.
9.6
Something.
throughout the
Yep.
tournament. And they had their highest average for
Yeah.
one of the highest averages,
Yep.
36 runs
Yeah.
per wicket,
Yep.
right? So as good as the team West Indies was, uh, I think they were just hard done playing two better teams in the group. What did you guys think about the West Indies tournament, and who were the standout players for them?
I loved West Indies throughout the tournament. Like I didn't believe that at first because like how they were playing these matches like against Sri Lanka or just normal
Yeah.
bilateral series and everything. I didn't
Exactly.
believe
Yeah.
they would perform that well, but they came all guns blazing and they performed like they how should they have been performing. The biggest drawback was Brandon King and Shai Hope. I
Yeah.
was from start of the tournament before the when their squad release. I was like these two would not work, and it didn't. So yeah, so biggest drawback was Shy Hope and Brandon King, but I liked this team. Like I think next year World Cup, I feel that there will be more competitive because I feel Ocean Thomas and who is this?
Alzari.
Alzari and all these people
Uh,
will come and have a
mm.
good tournament.
Jaden Seals
So
also
Jaden
probably.
Seals also,
yeah,
probably.
so yeah, so I feel this team is capable of doing, and what I liked about Hetmeyer, like I was the first person to say that you should drop Hetmeyer from the Rajasthan team and
For
stuff and
Rajasthan team.
everything. But he's proving, and it was Rajasthan's stupidity to play him at 5 or 6.
Yeah.
So yeah, Hetty and one more would be Holder, still performing like to his best.
Holder shocked me a
And
little more than Hitty. I did
think
not
yeah,
think
and
Holder.
yeah.
and also one more, like, why is Shepard coming so low, man? He's better than Powell. Why is Powell?
What
See,
is
No,
you
Powell?
will
No,
क्या है
I'm
Powell?
sorry. What
But
is Powell?
no,
He
no,
doesn't bat.
Powell.
Like he bats, he has a good, like, he takes a sweet long time to settle in and then score. Then does not ball. What does he do? What does he
No,
bring to
Powell
the
is
table that much?
Russell is right. Like Powell is the replacement for Russell. Like even with
Yeah.
Russell,
Russell
you
provides
don't
much
know.
more.
I
No,
think
so
Shepard
Powell
you
is
might.
at the same time Romario, I think at coming in 10th over or 11th over is a bit too much for him.
bit too
He
much.
has
Yes.
No
he has
need
to
for
come more.
10th or no, not 10th or 11th, right? But
Yeah.
Russell used to come in at 14th or anywhere between 14th to 16th over. That's the way he
No,
used to play for KKR.
Russell. Yeah, but Russell could come at 10th or 11th and also
Yeah.
play.
He
He could.
can.
He had that ability.
Hey,
Yeah,
The-
but
obviously
so
you
so
cannot
Powell is
replace.
the only player who can do that, right? For them. So that
No,
is where I
like
think Powell.
because of
But
Powell,
So
Rutherford was coming so low, which is
no, so
yeah,
there
also
were
that is
wrong.
wrong. That I definitely agree. Rutherford should come before Powell.
there were 1-2 things that happened wrong where they played Rutherford below Powell. Rutherford should have batted above Powell.
No, they should have
Powell,
always started with 0-4-2. They should have been like, no openers. Let's start. I'll give you 2 wickets. Because
I think
Brandon King was
I
striking
don't
at
think
120 in this tournament when the
yeah,
tournament
but
strike rate was 140. And Shai
two
Hope was
things,
doing
right?
130.
No, two
No,
things, right? Where do you drop them? One,
Dude, just
because
give away.
they were playing so much. Where will you drop them? And the second one, they don't have a opener they don't have a better opener choice.
No,
That is
see,
the
the
issue.
there
I
is
think
problem
one
was they
coming,
had to even fit
upcoming.
in.
There
They
is
had
one.
to. No, they had to even fit in Roston Chase, right? He
yeah.
was also they had to somewhere plug in Roston Chase. So this is where I felt like in the pre-tournament why I thought West Indies would be hard done is because
Yep.
they had really good 11 players, but I didn't think they had a team to form 11. But
11.
even still,
And their opening was
So
always poor. I thought
they
that
didn't
was
I
a big
need
think
to
problem.
fit in. They didn't need to fit in Chase, right? They could have always continued playing the left armor.
no, they always wanted an off spinner just in case.
just in case, because
Just in
both
case.
of their spinners were left arm slow, right? So that's why
Mm.
they always wanted an off spinner
So,
who could take the ball away.
but that did solve some. So when they were playing India, though Roston Chase came out decent for them. I don't know why they didn't have to try. They
Maybe they
till
could
the
have
match they played.
they could have gone all the way to the extreme and opened with Chase and Hope and
Something like that.
maybe dropped
Yeah.
King and
So,
yeah, could have
something
tried.
like that.
Yeah.
Because you can't drop Hope because of how
Hope is the
Hope was
captain.
coming
Who is the
into.
captain? I
No,
think
Hope is the
no.
captain.
Hope
No,
is
no. Let go of the captaincy thing.
But also he came
Chase
in with
can
hot
captain.
form.
He
He
came
came
in with
with
such
hot
hot
form.
form, you can't drop Hope.
Yeah. No, and I
Uh,
think he's the in that team of Flair, he's the person with the right head to
Elegance.
captain. Yeah. So I don't think you could drop
No,
Hope.
not.
Yeah,
But
but
I agree that he also came in with such hot form. He had changed his entire game, right? He
yeah,
was striking at
Yeah.
140 plus and everything.
Yeah.
He had a bad tournament. I don't understand why they want to keep sticking with Brandon King,
that's my bigger
right?
problem
Think
too, right?
one thing I think is it's because
But
he plays for West Indies consistently, and they're like
Could be.
we
Could
want
be.
to reward
Reward loyalty.
loyalty at
yeah, so
least.
that
But
that's
that loyalty can be rewarded in tests and ODIs, but not in T20s. I mean, he's
No,
not a
no.
T20 batter.
No, who is the other opener, right?
The T20 batter brand that West Indies were.
but no
So
how so the combination of King and
Hope.
Hope is a bit
Hope killed
too
him.
loose.
Yeah.
is a bit
Yeah.
too loose to go.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
that always added pressure on Hitty. I mean, Hitty
but
played very well.
the other issue for them was death bowling.
Death
I think
bowling.
they were
Yeah.
the worst death bowling team. At least in Super 8s, they were the worst death bowling team
No, they
because
don't
they
have dead bowlers at all. Like
they
And
there's
as
don't.
nobody.
soon and as soon
Yeah,
as they came to in India, they didn't have bowling.
No,
People
they
they
only
just say
played
played
in
that.
India. They
they
only
only
played in
played in
India.
India.
I mean, sorry. As soon as they came to Super 8 and they started playing better teams, they clearly it came out where they,
Yeah.
for example, Moti fell off. They were not able to take middle over wickets. And as you said, there's no death bowling.
Bro,
Shamar
I
Joseph
think it
is
is
just like a
more.
145 bowler who just keeps bowling faster and faster and hoping things to be different.
I think
Yeah,
it is more to the opposition that it was a very quality opposition that they faced in South Africa and India.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
even with, but I remembered even like some matches where did I think Italy or Scotland, one of them did score a lot of runs against them in the death too,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. No, they didn't.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
And to
uh,
win the tournament, at some point, other people have to throw their
have to throw,
have
yeah,
to throw their hand, especially some or the other bowler,
yeah,
and they didn't have that.
yeah.
For me, I think
So
for me, for this tournament, for them, for me, the standout, I know Holder. For me, it was Holder. I feel Holder is the best fast bowling all rounder of this tournament. I'll put him for this tournament. I'll put him ahead of Hardik because he did everything that was asked of him.
yeah,
Uh, he's not that great a dead bowler. They forced him to bowl it in death.
he should not be
He's,
a death bowler.
He should not.
he's always been bowling in the death. He's always been bowling in the death.
Yes, but
No, but he shouldn't be the death. I think he should be a middle over bowler.
bowler
Same,
similar to
same
that
with
of Hardik.
Romario. Same with Romario. He should not be a
Highest,
death bowler. Why is he
highest
bowling
wicket taker,
20th
no?
over?
I think highest wicket taker, no, for them.
No, I think Holder was the
Yeah,
highest wicket taker.
No, Moti.
yeah, Romar.
Moti.
Moti, yeah, Moti is the highest wicket
Oh
taker.
yeah, Moti there.
Moti and
Moti.
they followed by Holder.
Yeah, Moti has 10 wickets, and then Shamar Joseph has 9 wickets.
Holder has 10. When Holder has 10.
Holder has 10. Yeah,
Holder
I
has
think.
10.
See, but all said and done, good tournament. I think after a long time, I felt
Good
West Indies
tournament.
had a good tournament. So let's move to the other team, which had a very good tournament.
One quick shout out just before that. So apparently, Hiti is always a top 3 batter. Apparently, he started off being a top 3
Yeah,
batter in CPL. He is always a top 3 batter. So it is, as Bhuvan already mentioned, RR's fault. I hope he is
RR's
promoted
fault.
to 3.
I hope Sangha
And
wants the tournament and
yeah,
we'll play him at 3.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
hope he
yeah,
moves at 3. He is amazing at 3.
yeah.
Brilliant tournament.
I
Hetty,
think
Hetty for 3
I
at
hope
RR.
30
I
for 3
hope
at
he
RR. Let's
has
start a
a
campaign. Let's start a
Hashtag.
no, I hope
campaign. Hashtag.
I hope he has a Rohit Sharma turnaround now at 3.
Let's see.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, the standout performer was Hetty. And then I'll move to the standout. For me, the team that I was super impressed with, but played with 3 players, right?
4.
Brian Bennett, Sikandar Raza, and Blessing Musrabani.
And even Brad Evans. Brad Evans, whenever he played, he was good.
Brad
Yeah.
Evans,
To a
yeah, you
lesser
can say Brad
extent.
Evans.
Yeah.
Brad Evans, Ryan Burl to an extent, and this is the Zimbabwean team from not qualifying for the tournament in 2024, right? To come and play such a fantastic tournament. Who I think, again, the second team to be hard done by the precedings because had they stayed in Sri
Sri
Lanka,
Lanka, they would
they
have
had a
had
very
brilliant
good
chance.
chance to move to, at least compete better in the group. Because they just came in a group where the batting was super powered, especially with India's loss to South Africa,
Mm.
right?
And moving from a slightly more bowling friendly part of the tournament to a more batting friendly
No,
part of the
Batting
also
tournament is a bit too much.
all the 3 teams who scored 200 for fun. So
Yeah,
It didn't help. Like Musramba,
yeah,
if Musrambani and Sikandar Raza had to carry their bowling, then they needed a little bit of aid from the grounds and the
yeah,
pitches as well.
yeah, absolutely. So Musrabani took 13 wickets, right?
Brilliant.
13 wickets, I think, at an average of, if I'm not wrong, at an average of 14,
Oof.
right? And I think his strike rate was also quite good. I mean, his econ was also quite good.
No,
Yeah, Econ is
13. Econ was 7.88.
Uh,
Oof. See, 13, 14, and that would mean that he took power play wickets, which are gold in this format.
Exactly, which
He's
has
like he
gold in this.
was like if you compare, he was 10. His average was 10 less than tournament average, and 1.3 less than his economy was 1.3 less than his teammate. So he was such a plus for them this tournament.
He was gold. Muzramani finally showed what Muzramani is. I think there was always, like in the at least like last 6, 7 years, there has been chatter on Muzramani. He
Mm.
definitely delivered this tournament.
Should have been RCB should have sorry for my language, RCB should have retained him. They are dumb people to not retain him. Went over. But
We
the
had
other
both. We had
KKR.
NGD and Muzirbani both last year.
and we released all of them. Congratulations.
So
KKR.
if Muzramani would have been there for RCB, dependence on Hazel would have decreased so much.
Yeah,
No, but
absolutely.
still the thing is, the death bowling of his, he has to add a couple of skills. I hope he works on that.
He's not a death bowler.
Yeah.
In a good bowling attack, he'll bowl 3 overs in the power play and
So
get done with it.
so this
Is
is
Hazelwood
gold,
coming?
right?
Yeah.
Yes,
Is Hazelwood
on
coming?
tournament.
No.
Mid-tournament.
But
Pata,
coming back to Muzrabani, right? Gold. If you are able to pick up wickets in
power
power
play
play
wickets.
and
Gold.
not concede more than 7.9 or less, if you are conceding less than 8 runs,
Less than
that's
8.
brilliant.
Also,
The next,
one thing we can say that two world best nations coming back and proving that they can
yeah,
still hold that fort.
Cricketing
absolutely,
So
nations.
yeah,
absolutely right.
I think I feel bad for Raza. I don't think he has one more tournament in him. I
Yeah,
hope he
that is.
plays.
But I guess
Yeah,
I think credit, right? He did put Muzrabani back. He
Yeah.
did ensure
Yeah.
before going away. He made sure that they.
yeah.
He
Yeah.
has vital contributions.
What
Yeah.
a
It's
player,
not just through
Raza.
captaincy.
Yeah.
He struck at
Vital
160. He struck at
Exactly.
167 in Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
In Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
So in
No,
Sri
he
Lanka.
is in general. If you look at T20, he's a genuine outlier when it comes to being a all-rounder.
Yeah,
He is at the I think top 10 or top 15 most runs, and he is in the wicket takers as well. So
the number
So
of tournaments. I think what is Shaheen's Islamabad United? No, Lahore Kalan.
Islamabad
Damn it, yeah.
United.
Islamabad.
Islamabad
Number
United.
of trophies that he won for Islamabad United. It's
Yeah.
my God. Like I can't
me,
even imagine the Raza. Raza
Yeah.
is a gold.
just
But
imagine him being in Punjab now. Would have been so good.
and
yeah,
amazing. I mean, his boundary percentage, I think, is crazy. He's
yeah,
71% of his runs are coming in boundaries. So coming in the lower middle order and middle order and scoring so many runs off boundaries is amazing. He scored 206 runs at a strike rate of 166, which is insane. Really good.
Mm.
I think it's
yeah.
Now, I think now we should come to the bad side
Shit
of
part
the
of
Super
the
8s.
Super 8.
No,
The boring
No,
part.
no, no,
one other Brian Bennett.
one other player
Brian
that I
Bennett.
really
Yeah,
want to call
Brian
out.
Bennett, of course.
22
Sorry,
year
For
old
me,
apparently,
bad.
right?
Yeah.
22-year-old, for me, probably the best opening batter in the tournament is Brian Bennett. What a player. I love the innings he played versus India, right?
Yeah,
The shots that man has, the way he adjusted from Sri Lankan wickets to Indian
Indian
wickets and
wickets.
batted.
Wickets.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unfortunately, it was only these three players that we can
Yeah.
talk about,
But
Yeah.
right?
I think it was known. Good thing they did was based out of these three, they were still able to make the Super 8. And I
No,
think
I
as we
mean
all,
I think I'm butchering it. Engarawa, is it? Or
Engarava was
No,
good.
the
Engarva,
other opener
Engarva.
was also good. I keep forgetting his name.
Marumani.
Yeah, Marumani.
Marumani.
Marumani gave them great starts. Like
Yeah.
he was that firecracker who'd give them the start, and he was done. Like he's not
Yeah.
a
So they built a team around these three, though. They built
Yeah.
a
even
team around these three.
Masakadza was.
no. Masakadza is not part of the team.
no,
Yeah.
He's
he
not part of
doesn't
the
play.
team.
But as you said,
No,
Engarva had a couple of
the
good
younger
moments.
Masakadza, Wellington
He-
Masakadza, not Hamilton.
Oh, okay.
Wellington
Even he had a
Masakadza.
decent
But he
tournament, I
didn't
think.
play all matches. I think he played
Yes,
2 or 3
yes.
matches. And but overall, I think they deserve to come through that group because they were the best
Definitely.
team in that group. It's just
Definitely.
very unfortunate that they fell into Group
Seeding,
1
yeah.
Yeah.
because if we move to the shittier side, had they
Hmm.
fallen on the Group 2 side, which we will start with,
Yeah.
which team do you want to start with? I don't know which team
No,
to pick here.
All
before that,
were
I want to wait. Before that, I want to just be like, don't do this seeding thing ever again, please.
Yeah.
This kills the
No,
whole tournament
see
thing.
the problem is if you don't do the seeding, unless like I don't think from next tournaments, if you have a tournament in India, the problem
yeah.
is if there's a lot of political tension that you cannot proceed without doing a pre-seeding.
No, I am saying if
At
you
No,
are
no,
least,
doing
no.
at
no,
least
We
don't do
can
it for
still
the other teams. No. At
No,
least,
but then
yeah,
other teams will feel bad, right? Like it would be undone for them, right? They do not know where they're going to play their rest of the games. They cannot wait till the 11th hour to see what way they would go. Like if a team, I get like Zimbabwe were hard done because they had to play
but
their
two teams were hard. So the thing
no,
is,
no.
what is the
Okay.
motivation to
We
top your group is what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying
no.
to say.
So
or else we can do one thing, right? You are always placing India and Pakistan in the same group. One has to finish first, one has to finish second, right? Depending on that, put the group in that country. Let the group stages get over, and then depending on that, put that group in that country. You don't have to
okay,
precede it,
So
right?
if India finishes second, they still play in India. If India finishes first, they
Yeah,
play in India.
they
Yeah.
play in India.
This
You
is for
don't have to.
tournaments within
This
India,
yeah,
though,
India.
subcontinent,
subcontinent.
yeah.
not only subcontinent.
But that's what I'm really trying to say. Only place those two teams accordingly. The rest of the
No,
things
no, no. You
put
don't have to. You don't have to place them accordingly. Let everything run through. Post that, just you have to
Mm,
just place two in
no,
two
that's what
different
I'm saying.
countries, right?
so
These two teams in different
the
countries.
problem again here would be if Sri Lanka or Bangladesh are hosting the second. How come you say Sri Lanka? You cannot play your even though you top your group, you come second. You cannot play in your home country, right? That would be again unjust, as like unfair on them, because the crowds do matter. The crowds
Then
do matter.
then don't host in the subcontinent.
That is
The
no,
the
the
see
thing
there
I would
are
say, so more than that, make the pitches consistent, right? Because ICC in charge of it, take the charge of the grounds 1 month before, and make the pitch standards similarly. Like do not
In
let
both
the
the
home in the
countries.
both the countries. The
but you cannot
I
problem,
don't
change
think
the
that's that
nature of the
easy.
pitches,
Yeah,
right? You
that
cannot
is
no,
that
change
you
is
could
the
use
inherent.
like this is where you can use drop-in pitches, right? Like you do not require.
see New York. You saw what happened in drop-in pitches are not easy to maintain. Drop-in pitches do require still to have a similar kind of thing to come in. You can't, for example, you can't drop in a pitch from Delhi or
Adelaide.
Punjab, or forget Delhi or Punjab into Sri Lanka. They
No,
won't
you
fit.
cannot.
Or even Gujarat. Look, there's no black soil in Sri Lanka that will fit into the
Yeah.
into there.
So I
Or I
think
think you have to give better incentive to Sri Lanka or Bangladesh, saying that if you can play
no,
here,
but why can't you? So two things, right? One, I think Bhuvan, you were trying to say that why can't India just go and play there, which is obviously
which
the
is a
thing
fair
that you,
point. Yeah.
which is a fair
Yeah.
point. And but I don't know practically is that possible or not, where
No,
politics
No,
should
go and
not come,
play
but
where?
politics already exists.
no,
Yeah.
No, I
it's
think
it's
go and
so
he's saying
so
go and
And
play Sri
crowds
Lanka or
also.
Bangladesh.
No, sports and politics were always together. Like I think I
Yeah,
had a
yeah.
blog from Gerard
no,
where he
no.
said
I am
the whole reason Argentina and USA are not part of the cricket playing nations is because South Africa were like, hey, England and Australia were playing together a lot, and South Africa were third best team then, and they are like, hey, let us all play tournament cricket between us, who are all our Commonwealth nations. So
Yeah.
because Argentina and USA were not
Yeah,
Commonwealth
Yeah.
nations, they missed out.
yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah.
the
Politics has existed since cricket
no.
has existed.
I'm not saying that way. I'm just saying that when you're playing a global tournament or something, this should not ruin the fun of the sport, like what is happening.
So there's
I'm just saying in
always
that way.
commercial angle to it also, though, right? There's always a commercial angle also. I mean, you can say you can go to play one match in Sri Lanka and the other matches in India. That is fair.
Which is what happened also, right?
Yeah, they
no,
did go to play that one match against Pakistan and Sri Lanka, right? They did go,
no,
and
and the
after that they separated them out so that there's no need for that. But I I think it is a little. The
So the
situation is very tricky, and it's a little hard
no,
on the other teams.
yeah,
No,
and also the threat.
the way you planned for semifinals, right? had Sri Lanka gone through or had Pakistan gone through, you
I
had
think that
a
was
Colombo
that's
ready.
only one match, right?
Yeah,
So
One
by the
probably
match.
it's
time
an
you come to
easier
semis,
way
it's
to
easy. So, for example,
easier.
the problem is right. Let's say that you're saying there's no preceding. Sri Lanka plays in Sri Lanka, India plays in India, and Pakistan plays in Sri
Pakistan
Lanka
play in Sri Lanka.
because Zimbabwe, Pakistan, and Sri Lanka end up in the same
Cannot end up in the same group.
cannot end up in the same group. Zimbabwe has to come to India, and which means that it is putting Zimbabwe in the
No, which then means that West Indies and South Africa would have gone to that group, and New Zealand and
yeah,
England would
England.
have played in
This group.
this group.
Yep.
If there was no preceding, that is how it would have happened, where two teams go here and there. But after I agree. There is another way to do it, which I don't think people will agree, is let them just carry the points forward into the next stage, over and let them rule the roost. But I don't think people will want to do it like that.
Maybe divide
Uh,
it and
Or
let them
maybe
carry.
do it, or I would say maybe do it the World Cup style, right? 10 groups, 10 teams. Anyway, you're playing 20 to 20, 20, like how in World Cup you play all the teams play all, rather than doing the group stage and Super 8, put all of them
No,
in one group.
no.
Uh,
That ruins the fun. That ruins the fun
so
of.
then you're doing a round robin of
Yeah, if we do round robin, then I don't think the smaller nations will get a chance. I don't think Zimbabwe would have gotten the chance. I don't think Australia would have been eliminated. So
also I'm not
hmm,
sure how long the tournament would be
Yeah,
though.
it'll be a very
no,
long
it'll be
tournament.
similar, right? It'll be similar. Like even now, the team that went to final played 9 games. If you're playing, I'm saying
Only
eliminate
one
the
team
Super 8.
plays nine.
No, I'm saying eliminate the Super 8
oh,
altogether.
you're saying
Yeah.
Super 8s?
Do not
Okay.
exist. Only you play round robin, then semi-final and final, like how in IPL. Like even in IPL now you have 10. Like IPL has only 10 teams, but yeah, you
So, but
play
this is
Yeah, no.
20 teams, so you have to make
two
so
groups.
so the issue then is yeah, you can do that. It's again, I don't know the number of matches will
You still
increase,
play
number of double
55
it,
matches. If you're saying 10 teams play against each other, 55 matches, just that stage.
Yeah,
Then
no
two
20
semis.
teams.
No,
20
20
teams, right?
teams.
Oh, 20. I'm
two
not.
groups of 55.
Two groups of
Two
55.
groups of 55. So 110
Where
matches there.
110
Plus,
where
matches
do you
is.
have yeah, no 45, 45,
I
90 and
90. Yeah,
no, sorry, yeah. For
no,
90 plus 90 plus 3.
90 plus
3.
3, 93, 93
93
matches.
matches.
IPL itself is just 84
IPL
they're
itself,
not
Yeah.
they're not
it'll
trying to
come to
increase.
94
Yeah.
next year. It'll come to 94 next
So
year.
yeah, I don't know
Well,
how but moving ahead, let's talk about the other group, which we have been. I don't know why we don't want to talk about that group.
yeah,
We've been
that's such a
Because it
poor
is
group.
so bad. It is
so where do you
so
want to
bad.
start? Where do you want to start?
I
I'll
don't know.
go.
Okay.
Sorry about this.
Only this group itself will take 1 hour in itself. So
No,
I
I'll
say
go back
let's
to my
let's
question that I've been asking you guys over the
let's
time.
start with
Instead
Sri
of
Lanka and then move. So the
No.
Pagratkan is done.
Let him ask the question first.
Yeah.
how poor is a tournament if the tournament is happening in subcontinent and subcontinent teams are not able to make it? What is going so wrong that a host nation of one of the host nation and another subcontinent team which specifically made this team in order to play in subcontinent is not able to? What is going so wrong?
losing your minds collectively. England, like Sri Lanka, lost their mind collectively, man. The two games against England and New
And
Zealand,
New Zealand.
they bat so badly, man. I didn't even get, like, I didn't even understand what they were trying to do, right? You 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 showed zero game awareness, like 0%. Like that is, I would even put -100 or -50 over there. Like they were so bad with match awareness in those two games that that was bad. Even playing, like even seeing highlights of that game, it felt really bad. Like
Yeah, exactly.
how come
But
you
how is
have
that happening? It's not like these guys do not have do not have international experience, or these guys are not playing any other leagues or anything like that. How is it so poor? How is, again, sorry, I've been saying this multiple times across this call. So if I'm hurting anyone, I'm sorry. But how come a team like New Zealand, which is a bare bone team, defeating you in your conditions?
see, the thing is, what, so the New Zealand used their creating brains, whereas Sri Lanka and Pakistan didn't, right? So they knew what to do. Like they saw the pitch, okay, it's turning. They know Satner is not a wicket taken, so they throw in Rachan. And you shouldn't be losing your wickets to Rachan. That is pathetic. Losing wickets to Rachan is pathetic. It's not his. I know he was getting the most turn of all the New Zealand spinners. He was getting the
Wait.
most. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. He was getting more spin of all that, but still you losing those many wickets to a single bowler, it's bad, right? It's not that
That's
Rachin should be taking 3 wickets against you.
against
If
you. Exactly, right? And any given day, would you guys pick Tikshan or Rachin as a spinner?
Tikshana.
There's no doubt about it. And how is Rachin outperforming him?
Yeah. And even Jack's outperforming him.
Yeah.
Leave Rachin. Rachin at least
I don't
Rachin
think
at least
I
balls
think
something.
between
Jack just
Jackson and
throws
Rachin,
up.
it's the same thing according to me.
No. See, for me, Rachin, at least he has something. He tries to do something. But with Will Jacks, he just leaves the ball. It just wherever it pitches, it does something. With Rachin, at least he had some consistency around it, right? With Will Jacks, it's just that he just walked up and he just balled whatever he wanted to ball, and it worked.
So
I
disappointing.
think
And what do
something.
you
I
go
think
on?
something imploded in the Sri Lankan dressing room. To be honest, like I don't think it's a team. I think there are quite a lot of fragments because if you look at it, after the last match against Pakistan, Malinga was very disappointed in Shanaka. Malinga was so I don't know if it is a team though because it seemed like it is breaking apart midway itself. Like they made out of the group stage, but I think the
I think
First of
losing
all, I
to
don't
Zimbabwe hurt.
understand why. Yeah,
Losing to
you
Zimbabwe hurt them badly. I didn't think they didn't think in themselves they would lose to Zimbabwe. The
but they
moment
lost to Zimbabwe before they won against Australia, no?
no, I think it's the other way around. I think they've
Oh
they've
yeah,
lost
yeah,
all their
last.
last 4 games.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, that's true.
they
Yeah.
won first 3 and then they lost 4 on a trot. So
Oh, no. But this is the thing I'm not able to understand. Okay, again, I think their managements have a lot of issue because I don't know
and
why Shanaka has to come in the last minute to
Patum,
become the captain.
and Patum did not perform in the Super 8s.
For all the things, right? I still believe in Patum's numbers, and I think Patum could be a good addition. Where is he getting into? Delhi?
Delhi.
Yeah, Delhi.
Delhi.
Patum is still a good addition into Delhi, but I don't know what happened to him. Such absent-minded, he became absent-minded in Super 8s altogether. And how can an entire team switch off? How can 11 players switch off?
Also, I think losing those two hurt them quite a lot.
Okay. You are chasing 140, right? How can I've said this multiple times, right?
Yeah, we know.
How can every batter come and think that they have to score 140 in 10 overs? You're
No,
chasing 140 in 20 overs.
how are they think they're 1-6 away from winning? Or
Yeah.
they need 1-6 in this one ball to win.
And then you blame fans. That fans put pressure on us. Yes, bro. If you can't bat, if you can't bowl,
Basic shit.
yeah, and fans are paying through the roof to come and watch you, they keep encouraging you.
And no,
And in
like
in a
erstwhile-
deadweight match, you are playing the scoop at the last ball when you can win.
In a deadweight match, after
It
everything
doesn't
is done, you will
matter.
start
You
batting.
overperformed.
Yeah.
You overperformed, no?
Perform. And it doesn't matter whether you win, whether you lose that match, it doesn't matter. And my problem, and the other thing is in the economic and all the turmoil that it has, of course, fans are looking up to cricket as a way for them to get away. That is so 100% fans will expect. But we are not even talking about matches where it was uphill, 147 chasing. We are talking about matches which are simple in their own home ground and they're not able to do it against teams
No.
which are nowhere great or good. See,
And you
it
have
is
just
their
done it in the group stages.
Yeah.
How can you just fall apart?
Only
You
Patum did
eliminate-
it because Patum played it,
yeah.
right?
But Pato played one match. and that one match they
Kusal
won.
had a shit series.
Yeah,
I don't
Kusal
understand
Mendes
what
had a
happened to him.
shit
After
series.
after 3 matches, he just went down. He was
So
not able to do anything.
Do you
so
know how much he
this
struck in the 3 matches? He was striking at 105, 110.
No,
no
no,
so
against
this
Australia, he
is
scored 140.
no this is my problem
140.
with the Sri Lankan cricket, right? You're getting young players like youngsters like Kusal when he came in he was really good. Asalanka when he came in he was really good. I think I keep forgetting there was
Both
one
the
more.
Kushal, right?
Yeah, both
See,
the Pereira and the Mendes.
Pereira and
And the Mendes.
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 Both Pereira and Mendes had a disappointing tournament. It's not that they're not getting talent, right? They're getting talent. Once they're coming into that international team, something is happening. Something is happening, and they're all of a sudden. So this is my biggest fear for Nisanka and Pawan
see,
Ratnaik. Pawan
for
Ratnaik is
Nisanka, it won't happen because Nisanka has been
Yeah.
out of the team and he has a very good personal coaching setup around him
Mm.
where he wants to, his aim, if I have to put it in a lack of, is I want to be one of the best batters in the world, right? But not everyone will be like Nisanka, right? What
no,
happens to
but the thing is,
players?
even the team dynamics, right? Even though he has its own, if the team is putting so much pressure on him,
Yeah,
I agree
definitely.
with Kishore. Yeah, it can't be like he can be so much away from the team that he
No,
can
no,
perform on his own and he can. I
yeah,
mean, clearly,
no,
because Shankar came into this tournament in red hot form.
no. He
Every
went into super hits in red hot form, right?
yeah,
yeah.
and then all the downhill. He was not able to hold a bat. No one is able to hold a bat. I'm not saying it was only Nissanka's thing, but technically 147 is a kind of score, but Nissanka can closing his eyes, he can win the match on his own.
See,
Only it took on
I
one batter.
And even the young spinner, right? Dimuthu Vellalage, I think
Vellal again.
when he came in, he was such a good player with bat and with ball. Now I don't see him enumerating the same thing, right? So I don't like. I feel there's something. I don't even with Jayasuya at helm. I thought things were improving because initially there was a lot of revolving door of coaches and all with Jayasuya, and I thought there was something a structure to it. But I don't know what happened. Jayasuya asked me to bring in Shanaka into the team, making him captain, and all of it. So there is something going on over there. Maybe with Gary, if the things will stabilize for them and will work together. Everything would work together. I hope.
see. This is where I want to say a point which again. Uh, this is where politics shouldn't get into sports is in selection of your teams, in selection of how the team should play, right?
You're trying to
The,
plug
You
in the second team
Shanaka
here.
coming back
who
upset quite a lot. I
who
haven't
no,
told?
followed up on that BBC.
It is probably
no.
unnecessary, and then he's making those random statements, right? Like, why are fans putting pressure on us, and why are you doing this, and why are you doing that? What is that
Which he had
nonsense?
to
No,
walk back, by the way.
Yeah,
the
of
problem
course
is
he had to
Shanaka
walk
was
back.
always part of the team, but he was not the captain, right? He was in and out of the team, but he was in the
Hmm.
squad.
Yeah,
But all of a sudden, you bringing him into 11 and making him the
making a
captain, that
captain
was, I don't know, it's a
unnecessary,
bizarre.
probably
It's not that
because
they didn't have
And
options,
he
right?
dropped
Within the
exactly
team
Hendricks.
itself, you had options. If
that is
you
my
if you
problem.
didn't like Asalanka, you could have gone with Mendes.
Hmm.
Sal Mendes was good enough player. You could
Yeah,
make him the captain of the
yeah.
team. So
But
if you didn't like
Or even
Asalanka,
Hasaranga.
no,
Saranga
With Hasaranga is again injury
injury
prone, right?
injury prone.
You cannot.
okay, I have a hot take. All said and done, had they had Hasaranga and Patirana, they could have still qualified
They
for
Yes.
the.
probably could have
Yeah,
qualified, but
Yeah,
yeah.
that is see losing while you're chasing 147 and not qualifying. You can't blame it on injuries.
no,
Is all I'm trying to say.
no, no, you can't. But as I said, I was trying to plug in the second team. The team
Yeah,
led by, which I think I'll open up. I have a soft spot for because I think they performed as expected, right? I think this was one tournament too early for their team to come together, right? Yes, they prepared the most. Let me put this
Well,
this
I
way.
would, I would, I
They
would want to ask Nas and Athos why didn't they win the tournament? They should have won the
okay,
tournament.
okay. I don't want to get into that because I have my own take and I'll answer that later. But
yeah. I don't
yeah,
care
uh,
enough about Nasser Athers too for us to think
no, but
about in that
No,
manner.
but
if
No,
they
just to
want to
address that,
comment on our politics, we'll comment on theirs.
no, but
it's
just to address that, what they meant was India didn't need an additional advantage of playing in Dubai. They were already by far a much better team.
Yeah.
I
So
don't
yeah.
think that came through in I don't think that came through the way they
I
spoke.
think
though.
one should hear this and tuck in this, make a statement of it. Like, we are the far better team than any other team, because his comments are quite bad.
Bitter
We'll
people can
come
say
to
whatever.
no.
Bitter
Yeah.
We'll
people
come
can
to
say whatever they
we'll
want
come to
to.
Michael Owen's points in the semis. We'll come
Yeah,
to
yeah.
him in the
We
Yeah,
semis.
will.
yeah.
Yeah.
This
There's a
is
team. We'll give.
so my problem with whatever, see, it's as an author put it in cricketing terms that they didn't, but the problem is the media around that English around them, right? The problem is because them making that statement that India didn't require the additional advantage, a lot of them when covering it around that English media, they dropped that additional support. How India's Champions Trophy win was covered was because India played at one place, India had an unfair advantage. So this is where, like, I agree that in what NASA and NASA's were made were very in like in their cricketing analysis, they made a cricketing analytic comment. But the problem is the way the English media covered it, and the rest of the people picked it up and covered it.
I
So
mean,
so this is where
I
think
I
just
mean,
I just
more
have
than
one
Nas and
statement to it. We
Nasser,
are just two tournaments or one tournament away where it all becomes moot point because
yeah,
this team is
irrelevant.
yeah
so good that it doesn't matter where they play.
yeah
And it is getting more and more evident as when we go. As
Yeah,
Bhuvan
yeah.
suggested,
We'll talk about
we'll
this
yeah.
come to
team.
that.
The
But
disappointment of the tournament
but
team, India.
however, for example, going back to Pakistan, it was never expected that Pakistan will win. But the preparation that they put in
Yeah, yeah.
versus the result that came out is still disappointing. But the
So
bigger disappointing part is, of course, getting their salaries cut or them getting
no, the foolishness,
Eee.
right? The foolishness
that
around that.
is
So it was decided after, like see, the problem is the same thing with Ashes, right? How England red ball team prepares everything for Ashes in Australia, Pakistan white ball team prepares everything for that one match against India. I know Hassan does not want to do it, but the problem is the entire ecosystem of Pakistan wants to do it. So that is the problem, right? See, even Shadab Khan, like, I agree. I didn't. So this is where I was angry with Shadab Khan, right? What did they do? We won a game against India. So what that even so that game instead, like, I think that game killed it a lot. Like, that game in fact killed that Pakistan team a lot. And again, people coming to press conference and saying, like, before the tournament, I think the head of their cricketing idea, like the cricket director, him coming and saying that I'll take the responsibility for whatever happens in the tournament. And yesterday, when the hard questions were put to him, he said that I was not part of team selection. I think there was something wrong with the team selection. It could have been something else. Even Shaheen, through the press conference, when he was asked the question, are we playing too many all-rounders? He said he didn't disagree with it. Yeah, Akib Javed saying that initially he said he'll take the entire responsibility, and now he said he came out and said it was Mike Hassan's decision that the team, whatever was selected. Like, what were you doing? Like, aren't you the director of cricket? What was going on? Like, and the foolishness of wanting to find people after losing to India, and that is, and nobody is commenting around it, right? The Akib Javeds, all of them, and nobody is saying, like, what wrong did a Farhan Shahizada Farhan did for him to deserve that punishment.
a
Like,
match ban. Oh, sorry, fees cut.
yeah, fees cut.
Fees cut.
I mean, we scored the most runs. That was
Yeah,
the
Yeah.
thing he did. That's the
Or
wrong part he did.
no, it feels like the wrong part is being the player for that board, right? What else can they do? First of
so
all, there was will they won't
so
will we
yeah,
won't we, right?
let's
Will we
just
play
put
the
the
tournament?
entire
Will we won't? Yeah,
let's put
yeah.
it
the entire
started
thing
there.
in chronology. आप
Yeah,
chronology समझिए, right? They
it's
wanted to pull out of the tournament. Then they said
that's when
they'll
it
play the
started.
tournament.
And
Then they said
PCB
they
Did
was
won't
they
play the.
stop? Did they stop
and
preparing? Which
No, they didn't.
fucked them up.
no,
No,
so
they didn't.
that's the thing,
No.
right? PCB was doing all the things where it was PCB was doing all of these nonsense. It was not the players. Players had to be apparently ever ready. Whatever happens, player have to be ready.
Yeah. Right. And then they were the ones who wanted to pull out of the India game. And at the last minute, they said, we'll play
Yeah.
the India game.
And
Right.
no,
Uh,
just to add to that, players had to support it also. So I think their
mm,
captain, I think
Aga,
Salman Ali
Salman Ali
Aga
Aga
came
came
and
out.
told that we are in support of whatever PCB
yeah.
The
is saying.
board
This
decides.
is the
Yeah.
board
He had
decides.
to. What else can we do?
What else can he do?
Why?
Yeah. Right. And then you impose this condition after you lose the game. I don't understand whether they were mentally prepared to play that game or not.
Exactly.
It didn't look like they were mentally prepared to play that game. Then you lose the game, which is obvious. The gulf in one, there was a huge gulf in the class. And then when you're not mentally prepared, you're cooked. You lose the game, and then you say we'll fine you 50 lakh PKR. Is it 50 lakh or 50 million?
15 million, 15 lakh PKR per,
No,
per per. It's
50 million, right?
no, it's 15 PKR per person.
No, I think it's
Oh.
more than that. I think it is 50 million PKR. It's 15,000 USD per person. That much I
Yeah.
know, right? Um, and you lose that amount, and that's a huge amount for so many people, right? What did
No,
what
it's
did
more
Shaib?
mental, morally. It's like it is so straining on them, right?
Yeah,
And that is where I have a soft corner, as you said. I don't think they were prepared to play the tournament to begin with to an extent because when so much politics are
yeah,
happening in the background, how will you be prepared?
yeah. And then
No,
then
see, so
also,
this is where I have a problem with Indian media, right? If Pakistan plays the tournament, doesn't play the tournament, if Pakistan plays the India game, doesn't play the, what significance that you have, right? You had no bone in that fight. It was between ICC and PCB. Pakistan wants to play the game, they'll play the game. You people hype up the game and you say, why is it the eyeball of the tournament? Like, you fucking people, you are making that such a big game. You could have simply not covered it.
yeah,
Nobody would have asked you.
yeah,
Simply, like, how I think this is where I think somebody from BCCI or Indian management came. We are going, we will be there. They play,
Yeah.
they don't play, it's their wish. That is a beautiful line. Everybody could have stick to that, and you could have not even covered it. You made such a mess around that coverage that you obviously made that tournament the tournament of the game, right? Even though it was
No.
not that great a game, because of the coverage that you give for it, you are making it. Like, who is making it? It's the Indian media. More than Pakistani media, I feel it's the Indian media who makes it, who
yeah,
makes that
because
game.
they thrive on it,
Mm,
right? For
Yeah.
them, see, again, I don't want to go into
Too
which
many.
media is worse. Is it English media or Indian media? I think English media started it, but Indian media took it and
No,
improved
I
it
think
in
I
the worst
think
way.
And
I
no,
think
it
the
is
cricket media itself is pretty bad. Like
the
except for
Nobody,
the few
the
elite
traditional
ones.
media.
The
Traditional
Yeah,
media.
absolutely, which
except
we
for the
are,
few elite
The
yeah.
traditional
places.
media is bad, 100%. And
But if you
traditional
come
sport,
and listen to us, you will get all different sort of
better
views. We
content.
do better
No,
content,
but even
definitely.
then, should Pakistan implode the way they imploded? I don't know, man. I think they
No,
should have won against England. I think
see,
Brook stood up,
no,
right?
see,
It,
no. The
purely,
thing is,
see,
they
it,
don't
it
have a
was
purely
just
team.
on
Brook. It was just
pure,
Brook who took the game away from you, right? You
see,
you took so many wickets. It was
No, see,
just Brook.
no, they didn't
purely
have the
on pitch
team, right?
performances wise, okay, let's get to purely on pitch performances. We agree, but what we are trying to say is that there is a mental aspect to the game, right? The mental aspect of the game, they were fried before even they started, and then when they were already fried, uh, post tournament, whatever is happening is frying them even more. How will they ever be ready to play something for Pakistan? They are proud to represent
See,
Pakistan. They
I
want to be proud to
No, the
be
thing
represent
is,
Pakistan.
so not only Indian media, even Pakistan had no bone to pick with. If ICC didn't want Bangladesh to be, what bone do you have to pick with them, right?
So
That was the initial foolish.
everyone is trying to get brownie points in their own political way. Forget cricket,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Even
yeah,
when Indian media is trying to cover again, make
yeah.
it whatever. When Indian media tries to cover anything on Pakistan, it's
yeah,
them sidelining anything that is happening in
Mm.
elsewhere.
yeah,
No, see, the
absolutely.
moment the government changed in Bangladesh, the new cricketing board came, everything came. They are like, we are open to talk to India. We like that issue would have already been sorted out. Like, you always knew that was on cards, right? Whenever there was a change in the government over there, the things would have sorted out. Like, Pakistan had no bone to pick over there. Like, I don't know what, but how many brownie points they got. Like, all the brownie points that they scored, the moment the government changed in Bangladesh, everything went away because
So,
the
but
moment
you
the
don't know how many brownie points they
Mm.
got internally, right? And also over here
Internally, yeah,
again, this is where politics in sports. Their chairman of PCB is the Home Interior Minister
Interior Minister
of
Naqvi.
Pakistan. You cannot
And
have these intermeshed at that level where you think winning on the cricket field is equivalent to winning a political point or something, right? And again,
and
what Bhuvan says is this is what I think he keeps trying to say that, politics and sports,
At
as much as
least,
they're intertwined, there must be
see, at
some.
least, at least India keeps it a bit different. Where
No,
So
you
it
are
is
made
very
to put it.
it
You
is
are
very
made to put it
complicated,
right.
and it is
Some
complicated. You don't even know how much it's mixed. Same on Pakistan. It just came out right now, and they're making it very obvious. But the level of intermeshing is so high
no,
that
I'm talking
you need.
about BCCI and the
No,
Yeah,
ministers and
BCCI,
all.
I think
Yeah,
after
India,
Supreme Court judgment, it's part of Supreme Court judgment. If we are holding constitutional post of government of India, you cannot hold a
you
constitutional post
cannot.
of
at
Yeah.
first.
yeah.
Yeah.
But if
but
you're an
we
MP, you can still be part of the BCCI.
but we all know who runs BCCI.
Exactly right. It
I mean,
is
that's a different
inter.
thing. I'm not talking about it, but there's no conflict of interest right now, right? There's at least no conflict of interest.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
on
that is
paper,
because it's been mandated by the Supreme Court,
mandated,
Supreme Court.
and on paper.
Yeah.
and on
That's the
paper,
thing. And on paper.
right?
So
Uh,
a lot of the
but I
yes.
think, okay, go ahead, because I also want to cover their on-field
On
Yeah, yeah.
performances.
Let's move. That's what I
Yeah,
was
I
also going
mean,
to say. Let's
we'll
move to their
Yeah.
move.
on-field
I think
Uh,
on
performances. Yeah.
field, so one more thing is Usman Tariq. Usman Tariq was hyped up a lot. I don't know if he is like maybe he's still too new to his, but 3 games that he had to perform, I didn't see a lot of performance from him. Like the India game, he disappointed. Uh, England played him out easily, and Sri Lanka attacked him. Like all the 3 games where Pakistan needed him the most, he didn't deliver. So
Yeah,
this
Sri
is what
Lanka
happens,
attacked.
right? So the problem is the moment you find it, so this is one game. The problem is next time the expectation is this time he didn't do anything. Next time Usman Tariq plays India, the expect is him to take bucket load of wickets. If that doesn't happen, automatically the player becomes disposable. Which I'm like that he performed well against the other teams. Like there is something over there that you can use. So
yeah,
this is the problem, right, for them. They're finding players. It's not that they're not finding players, but the problem is your expectation them to outperform everybody else and do wonders. It'll not happen overnight. You have to build a process and procedure around it.
yeah.
Like
I think,
One other, my let's talking purely about on field. I think so. Again, I want to touch about the mental aspect. It was just Brook taking away is true, but Brook took away from them a lot of times. No? Brook
yeah,
has an advantage in some way against Pakistan, and
only
I
against Pakistan.
only against Pakistan. Again, I'm not going to take that away at all. But Brook has something. It could be right. It could be mental. It could be
Yeah, I
something
mean,
comfortable. Yeah,
yeah,
you have
like
that matchups.
Travis Head versus India.
Yeah, Travis Head versus India. Daryl Mitchell has a certain thing
Uh,
against India and against let's say Kuldeep specifically. But so that those things do happen in sport. It's not uncommon. So yeah, they did take away. And I do agree that how much ever they prepared, they made this team like horses for courses. They tried to make it very tailor-made for this. So it is a at least one tournament too soon.
yeah,
But
but also just to point out, also did the washout not help them?
no, I don't think they were winning that game anyway, right?
We don't know, right?
No, they were
The game
playing
had
in
to be played. The game had to be played, right, to be
yeah,
decided.
but weren't they playing that game in Palikele?
Colombo.
Hmm. Maybe I don't know, but the problem, see, even again in that game, right? Your team selection was bad even in that game, and you knew there was rain happening, and you took batting first, right?
Yeah,
I didn't even I cannot make anything of the decision, right? You know that it is going to rain. You know that if there is a rain, if you might have to play a 5 over game, how can you winning a toss choose to bowl first, right?
yeah. Strategically, they were off everywhere, right? I think
Yeah,
yeah,
strategically and
that.
tactically, they were off everywhere. Uh, Having said that, I still want to give some flowers, more than some flowers for Saibzada Farhan, which we have highlighted in our earlier Peek Under the Hood video. Please do go and check that out. But probably the best batter for them, most number of runs in an ICC tournament ever. 383 runs at 160 strike rate in Sri Lanka is great. Uh, yeah, I'm not saying he's a flawless batter. There are flaws, but
no
what he
credit where
did,
credit due.
credit where credit due, he had a fantastic tournament.
Fantastic tournament. Two
Usman Tariq,
centuries.
two
Two
centuries,
centuries.
right?
That's
Yeah.
huge
That's
in
huge.
I
ICC
think
T20 World Cup.
Fucker kind of proved that
Fucker had
he
two
should
very good
he,
matches. He
Two
should
he
have
very good
should
been
matches.
picked.
be up the order.
So this is where I'm just to talk about what Kishore is saying. they still have very weird metrics. So I think that
Yeah.
sometimes we call out India to be a little backward in how we think. Pakistan is very weird in its metrics. It's very eye test driven, and for
Mm,
the good or bad, Babar is getting a very long rope,
No, this is where I
and some
say that
other players don't get.
the 2021 game, right? So this all goes back to the 2021 game where they won with 10 wickets. So
But
this
there were two players there. The second player is not getting that rope. One player is getting that rope.
no, the thing is, even now, the problem is because the second player didn't get the rope, people are, how can you select this player and not select that player, right?
Yeah. So no. Yeah. So no.
It is not that it was Mike Hassan who stood up and said, I do not want Rizwan.
Yeah.
Mike Hassan on paper said, I cannot open with Rizwan and I cannot put both Rizwan and Babar in the middle order. So they had to choose. And they were made to choose Babar.
So in this way, I still think they prefer Babar a little more than Rizwan, but I agree that if not Babar, they'll go with Rizwan. Hassan is doing a good job there. I think there is some cohesiveness that he's trying to bring. Whether PCB will back him or the Pakistan culture will back him is very important. They need to let him make some decisions.
I
Overall,
don't think he has a lot of say.
Chip
Or
Shamus,
or I
that
don't
is
think he'll because a lot of I've followed a lot of Pakistani media. They feel the reason they lost this tournament is because of Hassan. They feel that or a lot of, like, even today, right? I said SD Akeja came out and he threw Hassan under the bus, saying that yeah, Hassan was the person who was picking the 11s. Like there was a lot of going on around the 11s that they picked, and he simply came in and said it was Hassan who was doing it. So I don't know how much they're going to back Hassan. Uh, the problem is they need a head to roll, and it might be Hassan's, and that is the sad part of the Pakistani team.
Could be Hessens, but I'll also say that there is some truth in that because there were a lot of tactical calls that went wrong, right? Wrong selection of teams, wrong selection on at the toss itself. Even when you have to, bat second, you won the toss and batted first. Even in the India game, right?
Yeah.
The pitch remarkably slowed down. Kishan played an out of this world innings. Shout
Yeah.
out to Ishan Kishan, whom we'll talk about more
Mm.
in another video. But again, what I felt was you cannot have five top order batters playing the same match, right? Salman is a top order batter. Fakhr is a top order batter. Babar is a top order batter. Saim Ayub and Saibzada Farhan are top order batters. So that is also a Hessen picks, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
but so I think Babar was the Asia Cup pick, right? After Asia Cup was
but
lost
you didn't need to have Babar in your. You can pick him in the squad and you don't have to play him also, right? Because that's what they did for the most important match. Babar didn't play.
because he was
okay.
injured, as per Akib Javed.
Could
Okay,
be
see
whatever.
again. See, even after this, Babar is getting a backup from Akib Javed, but the rest of the things are being thrown under Hassan. Okay, what other options does Hassan have, and what are the other selectors doing? How is it only Hassan's fault?
I think the other selector, he's also gone. What's his name? The
Uh,
Empire.
Ashad Saf,
Uh,
uh,
Asad Rafa. No,
Asad
no,
Rauf.
no.
Rauf
Asad
is
Mm,
gone.
Rafa
Asad Rauf is gone.
is gone.
Uh,
Okay.
Akib Javed will not go because
Mohsin
uh,
Naqvi
Akib
favors
because
him.
yeah.
Mohsin Naqvi
Moshin
favors him.
Naqvi's.
So that's the thing, right? They have a narrative, and I
Yeah,
think
they
there
have a
is
narrative.
backing. There is backing to Babar. There is backing to certain players. There is no backing to other players.
But
It is
also, whatever
so.
backing Babar has, he is not coming good. And I
Yeah,
don't think he is now in the frame of mind to come good also.
yeah.
Right? No, I don't
No,
think he's
I
in the
think
right frame
It
of
ha
mind to come
and
good.
no. The thing
and it
is
happens. So I
see,
don't.
is Babar, like, is I think I picked up some other YouTube channel, or is Babar age higher than what is being projected? Is there
Whatever his
some
age is,
Could
right?
be.
Like whatever his age is, I don't think
no?
he'll
The
still
thing
be
is
above.
no,
I don't think he'll still be above 32,
no.
right?
It shows 32, right? His age shows
I don't.
32.
He won't be. He won't
Okay,
be
what?
36.
Yeah, he won't be
He won't be
36.
36.
36.
He's
No,
not
Okay,
no.
36.
The thing is
and
the peak of a batter is from 28 to 32 or 33, right?
okay. Tell how many years did Babar pick? Forget about what is his ages.
Three
How many years is
years. Three
exactly?
years.
So a peak of a batter should last at least 7 years.
Yeah.
He peaked only 3 years. There is a certain thing that happens to a certain kind of batters where once you fall off peak, you just can't get back up. there is another. He has a best friend over there amongst him, which is Marnus Labuschagne, where we are seeing what is happening with Marnus. Things like that can happen. So
Yeah.
it is upon the rest of the board, rest of the country to decide that there are certain ways a team sport should be run. I'm not nothing against Babar, but there are certain ways a team sport should be run compared to anything else.
Yeah. I think final few words on Pakistan because I think we have spent a lot of time on Pakistan, and there is at least one more crazy team, two more crazy teams that I want to talk about.
Um,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
only think I
Just
hope they don't make their white ball team about beating India. They have to try to build a World Cup winning team rather than a team that can beat India. Because
just a
Yeah. If you build a World Cup winning team, you will beat India.
yeah,
yeah.
so that as their aim should be. It's not so the foolishness all around finding players not winning India game or the people who won the India game saying that we have beaten India game. All of that should go. That
Oh,
should
but
So one question I have, or two questions. Will Hassan go? And will Pakistan move up or down?
No,
I
apparently their
mean,
media release was put out saying that Hessen would be coastal 2027, but I don't know how true those media reports, like why we don't know how reliable those reports would be.
And will Pakistan go up or down from here?
Pakistan will
Uh,
be a sinusoidal wave.
So they will go up, then they'll go down, is what you're saying.
No, maybe they're still going down.
Oh, okay. They might go down further and then they might go up. Okay. We don't
Yeah.
know which trajectory they are.
No, the
Yeah.
I
problem is like
think
again you see now, right? They have Shaheen as their ODI captain, and they have 2027 World Cup is and considering the number of injuries Shaheen will have, nobody knows will he captain in 2027 World Cup. So that is a sad part of their the journey.
Bhuvan, Naveen, what do you guys think about your
I don't
final
know.
words
I
on this?
think we overestimate Pakistan. To be honest, I don't think they are that good. I don't
So
know.
they're only going to
I
go
don't.
down, is what you're saying.
I don't watch much of Pakistan cricket as you guys, but whatever I have seen, I don't think they are as good as they are always propped up to be.
Fair enough. Fair enough. And Bhuvan, what do you think?
I
Up, down,
mean,
doesn't
if
matter.
they prop the players who are not performing, there is a way up. But if they continue just filling names and Shadab coming to the team nowhere, and then Babar playing, and then Shaheen and everything. I'm not saying Shaheen is a bad bowler, but utilizing him in a right way is not happening with the captain. So captain not performing and still being there. What is a Salman Ali Aga, as I've said so many
No,
times.
the
So
problem is who else is your captain, right? If not for Salman and Yaga, you cannot make Shadab
bring
Khan. You
no
cannot make
bring
Mohammad
bring
Nawaz.
someone new. I'm not saying like become like what you had tried with Afridi back then. I know Afridi was there in the team for some time, but why not try something with different players or different things? Nothing is working when you go back to the older players, so why not try something new?
I thought
So
Shadab
in
was
that
a
Yeah.
sense,
better player than this, but might be wrong.
We just came back
Shadab
from an
just came back,
injury.
yeah, he just came
Came
back
back from an
directly.
injury.
Injury and after a long time
And
back.
and to be fair, Shadab had a fantastic 2021
Yeah.
match, which I
Eh,
did see in person. I was in the
but
stadium for that fantastic
so,
match.
so no need to go back 5 years. But I think Shadab has the credentials to play where he's playing. But at the
Yeah.
His
same time, I
PSL
think he
was
had a
also pretty decent, right?
PSL.
this
He's always been
PSL.
a good, very good PSL
I
player.
think this PSL specifically he became better compared to
Yeah,
last time also, right? That's why he came
yeah,
into the team.
yeah. Yeah. So that was about Super 8. Hope you've been enjoying this call till now. And that's this is a two-part video, and this is end of part one, and we'll be recording part two, where we'll be talking about the semifinals, finals, and the team that you have been waiting most to talk about, South Africa. Thank you for joining this call. Hope you like what we are producing. Please like, share, subscribe, and follow us at House at Cuts. Thanks, guys.